Hey up guys, we're on 50th episode of Thou What Now. Can't believe it's come to this. It's been a good little ride so far, so big ups your sends if you've been locked in for the whole journey, or if you're new to it, then still glad you're enjoying it. Today I've got a revisiting guest, someone who was one of the first guests we've had, and also the guy who did the artwork for the show. It's a man like Melville.
Right.
Love that.
Yep.
I remember last time you were just like, alright.
I know. It's a bit different, obviously, being filmed now.
Yeah, you've had to put belly on.
Yeah.
Why'd you do that?
No comment. No comment.
I know. What a way to start. Also, I'm gonna just say it. We've got a guest. Proper Skin is sat in corner, trying not to laugh.
Yeah,
so
it's gonna be off-putting.
if you hear someone just giggling away, that's it. This is the first time there's been someone else in the studio. But yeah, how you doing, pal? It's been a while, obviously, since our last chat.
Yeah, it's good, mate. Like, plenty has happened, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Plenty of drinks in between that. Plenty of nights. Yeah, it's been good.
Some good news down Hillsborough.
Yeah, definitely. Rawson's shaky.
Yeah. I mean, what have you been on with? Artwork, I guess. Or in fact, I'll put it out there, yeah. So obviously I was listening to the first episode when you were on, and God, you can tell even I've come a long way with this. It sounds shit, so apologies if you had to listen to that back then. And instead of doing that, listen to this one. So we'll just go over some bits again, I guess.
Yeah.
And if you don't like that, tough. That's how we do. So I guess start off with, how did you get into it? What you doing? I mean, I know you went to college and uni, and then kind of fell out of love with it, didn't you?
Yeah. So obviously leaving uni, it's like fucking I hated my tutors. It just weren't for me. I enjoyed the uni aspect of it, like the going out, stuff like that. But yeah, it just killed all passion for me. And obviously, like 10 years later, I had a bit of a, let's get deep, but like I had a bit of a mental breakdown with it, and obviously from that point, after I basically were on medication, and I just found a love for it again, just kind of doing it on my terms,
like
I suppose.
Art therapy, you might say.
Yeah, I suppose it is. Yeah, it's like a real release for me, especially like being creative as well. Like it's kind of nice that I've found what I like to do, and it takes a while for people to, like artists, to find what they want to do or find their niche,
their style kind of thing as well. Yeah,
definitely. I think like with age as well, I think like maturity, life experiences all like come into that as well. So I think it like because there's a lot of people out there that kind of get success later on.
100%,
especially like artists and stuff. Like I'm guessing like Pete McKee. I'm sure you were like probably late mid 40s, late 40s.
Yeah, well, I know he started off doing like just sketches for Wednesday zines.
Yeah,
didn't he?
but like obviously that kind of to the heights he's got is like
having his own shop and that.
Yeah,
well,
so
this is it. People
it's not too late, is it? It's not too late to
Never
start.
Is.
Do you know what I mean?
Never. Like, end of the day, sometimes you start something, it don't work, but you learn from that, and that can be put into your next project or whatever you do moving forward. So
yeah,
even if it doesn't work first time, you've learned from that.
Yeah.
God, we got right deep right quick. What
no, it's good. It's good to get deep. Like, it's definitely it's not worth giving up on. Like,
yeah, and also episode 50, we're gonna get deep, I guess.
Yeah, it's nice to talk about this kind of stuff anyway, I think.
Yeah, so start as we mean to go on, I guess. So you've used that as like a platform, obviously, to make yourself feel better, but then is it nice to see that other people connecting with your art and taking appreciation?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's like it is flattering to know that people love it, and the right, good people are liking it and understand where I'm coming from with it and stuff like that.
That's it. It's obviously we've bonded over your art,
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah, definitely.
It started off just like linking up, having a couple pints, but now we do it.
Yeah, I think that especially
time.
That's kind of like what's good about it as well. Like, kind of met some good people through doing this, and like some good kind of like life experiences and stuff like that. Like, it's nice, like traveling different places, and you'll meet like some like my mate Spice Bag.
Yeah.
Being to Ireland, see them. It's just cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
and even just it's like I know you two go on holiday, and there is two people here, but yeah, you two go on holiday a lot, and just some places you go, you get good content while you're there. It's like that's part of the trip as well, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
To get some edgy shots.
Yeah,
and just I don't know, stuff that reflects the culture of where you are as well.
Yeah, it's kind of like wherever we go, it's like I'm speaking in fucking we terms now, but like it's kind of like it's like a visual diary. Do you know what I mean? Like wherever you go, it's like it's just experiencing the real culture of different places.
Yeah.
So wherever I go, like we went to Milan recently. It's just good to see like the surrounding areas, like the proper people.
Not just the tourist.
Yeah.
What you see in the brochure.
Yeah, exactly. I enjoy a bit of the touristy stuff, but like definitely like experiencing like the proper city life, like on the outskirts of towns and
how
cities.
People actually live there.
Yeah. Like Milan, there was some proper nice people. Like every pub we went in, they were like wanting to chat and like just pretty decent, really.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. And especially, I suppose the most. Hang on, what am I saying? I suppose the thing that you do document the culture of the most is British life. And Sheffield, especially.
It's just so interesting, isn't it? And it's so fucked up as well. So.
There's a lot of mad shit going on out there. But you're there with a camera, making sure that it's getting documented at least.
Obviously, like hopefully, and I think most people will see that it's not like poverty porn or anything like that. It's like it's just real life, basically.
It's what we're seeing. It's just like it's hard to avoid, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's like drawing experiences on my life. Like I ain't had it that bad, but like just coming from a council estate, it's quite eye opening to see, and it's good. Drawing on old experiences and stuff like that, and trying to document that stuff as well.
It gives you a good like social observation, I guess.
Yeah, so I always use that all the time now in any like interviews and stuff. It's probably the best way to
describe what you do.
Yeah, so it's like social observation.
Yeah, that's it though.
Sounds fancy as well.
But then even just yeah, it does.
Yeah.
But a lot of what you're observing on is like real, and a lot of it's like current, and it's like an important thing. Sometimes it's not getting looked at, if you know what I mean. Like you're actually putting a spotlight on some of these things that wouldn't necessarily be talked about sometimes. Yeah,
and it's amazing how like underfunded our cities are and stuff like that. They're all in trouble. Like councils are terrible. Sheffield City Council, shocking. Like shout out them. But
that sounded like a hollow compliment there.
Yeah. No, it's fucking terrible.
I remember saying last time though, York Council's worst nightmare.
Yeah. There's plenty more coming as well. Definitely for them.
Sound. So let's say, what's it been like? A year and a half since our last conversation, probably a bit longer maybe.
Yeah, I can't remember, it's 2023.
Yeah, it was just after Wembley. Because I remember when I was listening, we were on about that. It must have been that week. So yeah, nearly 2 years. So what you been on with since then? What's happened?
Obviously, we've had a couple of exhibitions, which has been cool. Obviously, you DJ'd the first one at Mondo.
Which one was that? What was the name now?
So that was Lager Lines Louts.
Great name as well, yeah.
Cool.
Well, I loved the brief you gave me as well, where you were just like, you sent me a little playlist of like proper British tunes, and you were like, grungy aesthetic. Yeah. And it just gave me so much to run with, and I had a lot of fun putting that together.
I think for a first exhibition as well, I think everything was so good about it.
The space.
The aesthetic of the place, looks quite iconic. The music, obviously. just a good vibe all night, really.
Yeah,
like
right, good do.
Like even the van in the courtyard as well. Like
Well,
obviously,
that were like when people were just like, "Oh, what you chucking your can in for?" And we're like, "This is live art now."
hey, it made it look good, didn't it? But like,
Yeah,
obviously, Dan and Mondo like let me go rogue with it, which is cool as well.
it's just good, like having just have free reign and do what you want with it, and allowing your visions to come to fruition from that. Or especially like some stuff where a lot of places would be like a bit risky, that where Dan were just like, "Nah, do what you want."
Yeah. I know I was shitting my sand that no one had turned up, which
It was a good turnout though.
good turnout, weren't it?
Yeah.
Like so, it's like
It's like I remember even like getting some of my family turned up, and it was like some people that you wouldn't expect to be there were there, and I remember you saying that to me on night as well.
like a lot of people like who I didn't even know had turned up, and like I know like obviously at the start, my mum and dad, my mum were dragging strangers in off the street who were just walking past.
That's
like,
really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good time then.
that
obviously we had that.
one,
We had the second one.
like the 2/3 one.
Yeah. What was it? 2 and 6.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's I'm thinking of one on. That'd be no
Yeah,
my bad.
Obviously
Oh,
that
shit.
were we had me and Kieran Flynn put it on together. Who else were there? Susie Kemp, Nameless Nat.
Yeah.
So it were a good lineup. That were a good turnout, good weather.
I mean, again, I'd never been to that venue, that like little boozer, so it's just nice to go and check out a space as well, somewhere different, and the fact that they let you use a space like that's cool.
Yeah, definitely, and obviously we had that after party that were good.
That
Yellow Arch, which were good.
Decent.
So yeah, pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, so that seems like. When was that? Was that like that was last summer, weren't it?
Yeah, I think that was July. Yeah, so maybe June, July. I can't remember now.
So even that seems like a while. So I remember it being warm. Put it that way.
Yeah, it was just a right nice vibe, weren't it?
Most people were outside, so that's always a nice
obviously,
sign.
police turned up as well, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, they just came to check it out though, didn't they?
Yeah, I thought, oh god, like,
You got some good content from that.
Good for aesthetics and yeah.
Yeah, no, that were a good night. And then I'm guessing you've just been plodding along. Obviously you've made loads of bits for. I mean, you did that bit for what were it, Kid Capiche. You've done work with like K-Dot when that artwork for Talk to Me Nice was it. You've done work for so many people.
It's kind of hard to remember, like, but yeah, it's been good. Like, work with so many different, like Meryl Streak. We did the
X.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah. So Meryl Streak did the vinyl for that. Obviously, I got the actual vinyl in my hands when I when I met up with him when he played in Sheffield. So to see it in an actual physical forms, like it's amazing. Obviously, if I forget anyone, sorry. But like Math Man, he's from another guy from Ireland.
Well, yeah, sounds like you've done. Yeah, you've been busy. Put it that way. Like, and obviously, I've noticed. Where's the bag? Yeah, I'll just show this. I've got it here. Look, got Exposed. Very Sheffield. Got a cover of that one. So you've been doing them. Like, that's a good one to get on with as well.
Yeah. Jacob Flannery. I've never met him, but like, managed to use his photos. It looked.
So yeah,
looks sick. So
I mean, I think we touched on this last time, but if anyone, for the new listeners and whatnot, I was saying like last time, do you use your own work for a lot of it? Like photos and stuff. And I guess for a lot of it you do, but sometimes you get sent stuff.
Yeah, so like I've done like loads of, God knows, like loads of collaborations with like different people. Like obviously one good thing like with Instagram is you can connect with like people from different countries, like other creatives and stuff like that. So I've done a lot of stuff with like people from like Madrid, so like everywhere. So it's just cool. Yeah.
Like, you know what is one that was cool that I saw? It was that when the guy sent his photography that he's done in GTA, and you put that one together.
Yeah, so he's it's mad. Like he's
good concept. I like it.
Yeah, I think it's called Grand Shots. But he's mad. Like how like it's just another weird concept, isn't it? How we can use them images basically. Yeah, I'm pretty game for like most kind of stuff if I'm into it. Yeah.
I've set you on a brief the other day, didn't I? And I
Yeah.
just sent you all stuff, and you were like, "I love it. I don't have to do fuck all except put it together."
Yeah, exactly.
Essentially.
Well, that's the thing, innit? It's like it connects so easy. Like the stuff in your phone gallery. It's like
I went through like my old iCloud accounts, like some old fucking Sony Ericsson phones and stuff. There's some classic shots.
But that is that's the content that we're like trying to create. It's like documenting different times.
Well, for what it
like.
is, it's exactly that.
Yeah. And I think your experience is probably in music, like DJing and stuff like that. Again, it fits and connects so well with like the art that I do as well, 100%. And it's like all intertwines. And
I've seen it all, like Ridley rave culture, club culture, even at like fucking hardcore shows and stuff like that. There's a lot of crossover in all of it.
Yeah.
People love boozing, they love partying, and
it's amazing how similar.
I think a lot of time people are loving to get away from what they're actually going through.
Yeah, definitely. It's just an escape, isn't it, really?
Yeah. But I feel like a lot of that's been slowly but surely dismantled as well.
Definitely.
We're going to get deep.
Yeah, let's not get too deep. But yeah, it's just a product of where we are right now. We our government way that we're so divided as a country, and then obviously people just turning against each other, like bad shit. But yeah, we're gonna go deep again.
Yeah, it. I swear we didn't go too deep last time.
Oh, mate.
Just at the start of this.
It's supposed to be like it's supposed to be a release of artwork, innit? But I think I just got angrier. But
that's all that happens with age, isn't it? Sorry, I keep stopping one of these. I'm going to show this off as well. So this is what you've done recently with Triple Point, innit? Yeah, that is proper recent.
Yeah.
You've only done that last month or something?
Yeah, last month they had like a release show for it, which was pretty cool. I was dying ill, but they were pretty cool, man.
Nice beer though. What is it? Pineapple, tangerine, mango. Interesting flavours. Plus, did you get a tattoo? Who got the tattoo?
Yeah, I got the tattoo. But yeah, obviously by Steve Bracknell, which fucking mad. It's pretty cool. Because he's part of like Sheffield
this
folklore with the
madness going on now
with the Arctic Monkeys album and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's such an iconic shot as well.
Yeah, it is.
I bet most people don't even realise that either.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Steve Bracknell is him.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. If you didn't know, get to know.
I've got it. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I've got the signed album. So I think they played when they did like a couple of nights at Leadmill, or one night, I can't remember. And it when the second album coming out, Favourite Worst Nightmare. But we managed to get, I managed to get all the autographs on vinyl from first album after that show. So that's nicely framed up on the side. I don't know if I'm sure I showed you when you came around, but
yeah, I think you did. But again, we were a bit pissed that night. It's like one of them when you go around to your mate's house, your kid, you're like, look at this. That's how I've ended up with this artwork on here as well.
Yeah, exactly. I let you go on with that. You're like, take this. Like,
I remember bloke taxi driver at like 5 a.m. was just looking at me going, like, where have you got that from?
What are you doing? Just like carrying a frame out. Like,
As you do. But I love that little one on there. That little one you did for when they played at Hillsborough Park. Monkeys.
Yeah. That's from the little baggies, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to get a little frame for that one though. It's nice.
Cool.
Very Hillsborough.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, speaking of Hillsborough, I mean, not just Hillsborough. Like walking around Hillsborough, walking around Killam, walking around town, you just see your stuff pasted up everywhere anyway.
Yeah. I that's probably for council in it as well. Yeah. But yeah, I fucking love it. Like, especially the ones around Kellam. You know, the Good Night, White Pride ones.
Still some of them knocking about as well.
Yeah, well, obviously that when I posted it up, it's amazing how they've all been scratched out of the face on the guy who basically got decked.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, hang on a minute. You're like, why are you hiding his face? Do you know what I mean? Like, the guy did wrong,
Yeah.
and it shows you we've got a problem, haven't we? If
I mean, that seems like so long ago now, but it
Yeah.
weren't really, were it? When all that
No.
kicked off, like last July or something.
We're at last yeah, so it'll
Probably,
be
that
like
seems
about
right.
7-8 months ago then, won't it?
Yeah.
But again, this goes back to like how society is and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
it's been brewing for
shit
the
that's
past
happening.
10, 15, 20 years anyway.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who's in charge.
Yeah. But it needs to be highlighted, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, well, this is what you're doing. Part of the documentation. And just, I don't know.
I on a lighter note, with the pay stubs and stuff, it's just like, obviously, not relying on social media as well. So I like the idea of just getting it out there.
Physical,
like,
yeah.
Obviously, you don't know how long social media is going to last, so it's good to at least get your stuff. Like I always say, like in real life,
It's
innit?
that physicality. It's like what you were saying before about getting that vinyl, that Kid Capici record, and being like, oh, this is it. Here
There's no better than to see the physical, like the cans.
But then you make it in a physical form anyway, so
Yeah.
It's not like you're a graphic designer or out, really.
It's quite a natural.
Or is it interesting? I guess like, yeah, because you'll make it and then send it off, and then I guess it's interesting to see it come back in whatever it's supposed to be presented as opposed to how you created it.
It's sort of, well, with the process and stuff, it's kind of cool to see it in like a flat design. Do you know what I mean? Like from the collages, like you can see the actual textures and stuff, and then it's just cool to see when it's finally, like you said, when it's finally printed and
scanned and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
Yeah, 'cause this is it. Well, that's what sets it apart. I think we were on about that on the first one. I was just like, I don't really know. Oh, I've not seen anyone who does what you do to.
You probably can, but I don't think you can manufacture it.
No, definitely not.
Photoshop and stuff like that.
I've seen people try and do it on Photoshop, and it just don't look the same
it's
anyway.
Not as good as it.
No. So just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, is there any way you would ever evolve what you do?
So like for commissions and stuff, like, because obviously people want stuff changing and stuff like that. Like just to save time, I do sometimes print out my photos, tear and scan them in, and then I put them together in Photoshop.
Yeah.
So it keeps that kind of like.
So it's still
natural. It's still
as close as you can be.
Yeah, because obviously, like, it's hard with commissions, like jigging stuff about. People want stuff taken out.
And if you have, like,
obviously, yeah.
Like, you know what you do? Do you like glue it down as you go along, or do you just place it and then once you've got everything there, you like, right now I'll stick it down?
Yeah. So usually, like when I'm doing my own stuff, it's just like it's quite what's the word? It's random. I'll just chuck everything on it, and usually it works. But like. Like with the commissions, obviously people like kind of like don't like that, blah blah blah. So it just kind of like, obviously doing it in the natural way. I remember like when I first started, I'd be doing it like sticking it down and be like, oh man, and then you're having to change everything, and it's a nightmare. So I think this way it just makes it more. It's like less time consuming, and you don't have to keep like taking stuff off, and it is a lot easier. So
less faffing about.
It has got its benefits, like Photoshop and stuff, but I do try and like keep it to like a minimum.
Yeah. Sounds like you're just keeping it as easy and just straightforward as you can.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah. So with these, you won competition, didn't you?
Yeah.
It was a competition, weren't it? I remember that. I remember voting for you for something.
Pints of Sheffield, which is a good Instagram page where it's like.
I'm sure you're all good all pubs, all good breweries, all that, don't it?
Yeah, they basically go around all the pubs, stuff like that. So it's a good thing for Chef. And then obviously Triple Point, who they did it with. But also, it was in kind of collaboration with 2 Pints Deep, which is like a charity for like men's mental health, basically.
I've seen
which
them
is
on Insta.
Yeah, so it's just another good thing that's with it.
Oh, so those profits go towards.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much, but some of profits go to basically.
Good though, yeah.
So
it's multifaceted. It's got Not only is it a cool and tasty beer, good artwork, but also it's going to a good cause.
Oh, and to add, actually,
Another take.
that is the reason why Steve Bretnell did it for me, because obviously I wanted some cultural icon. I don't know if I should call it cultural icon. It is though, isn't it? But he was like, yeah, I'd love to do it.
Yeah,
so.
Brilliant. Shout out Steve. Big ups on that. Yeah. Since you've done all these exhibitions and obviously doing cans and a lot of work, what do you reckon you've learned over the past couple of years from doing all these things?
I think not to be worried about putting stuff out there and like taking risks and stuff like that.
Love that.
Like the only way you're gonna find out is just chuck your scent in and just head first, just do it. Like
that's it, innit? I had to come to that realization with all podcast stuff as well.
And it is amazing how people do give a shit as well. They want to turn up.
Where you're surprised is like I've had people reach out to me through this, and it's like, oh, sound. Like, I would not have guessed that. Yeah,
exactly.
It's just, I think it's nice, and obviously you've got such a good reach because of all the people you're working with. That I bet you get that from like all corners.
Yeah,
all over.
It's such a varied Again, I think my work just speaks to so many different like subcultures. Obviously, it just connects with people. So that's what I want to do. I don't want to just like document. I just want to literally just document everything and as much as I can. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even with when were it? Yeah, you did that film for. Were it the second exhibition?
Yeah.
Where you sat on car park.
So that's what I'm saying. Like especially with my Melville stuff that I do, I do want to like do as many new experiences as I can. And with that video in the second one, it was like I had to read from dialogue.
Yeah.
And for someone like me, I'm not confident at all sometimes, but it's kind of like it's quite liberating to be able to like put your send to doing something and actually for it to come together.
Well, surely it's a big confidence boost as well.
Shout out Niall, Bloodshot,
Robert Perez.
Yeah, Robert Perez, who I've done. Well, we do everything together, like videos. Like he obviously I think he just gets what I want to achieve. Do you know what I mean? What I'm thinking.
It's
and
like he sees it as well.
Yeah,
and
like
he
can kind of like put it together. Yeah, but yeah, that obviously it were on top floor of what do they call it now? Is it Roxy's
ballroom? That car.
Yeah, so it's on top of that car. Yeah. So we had like an armchair up there, like a TV setup and all that. Like, it's just so strange, man. But like, just worked well, and like I can't believe I got through all the dialogue well, but it's like it's cool. Yeah,
it's just good to know that. Like again, I bet that built some self-confidence in.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I suppose like going back to what you were like, we're gonna get deep again. Sorry, but like let's do it.
Yeah.
Like we're grown ups here, and this is the kind of shit that we should be talking about. But like obviously, you said you went through a rough time, and is that why you wanting to help put back in, like doing things with this can that's obviously giving towards charity and all that kind of stuff?
I'd love to do more.
Yeah.
It's definitely something I definitely something I care about. Like,
yeah,
I think it's good to be kind of aware of like everything that's happening, not like bury your head.
No, because it's easy just to do that, bury your head in sand and just
I think
try
people
and hide
like
away.
Like nowadays, it's amazing how many people do say like, "Oh, I don't listen to the news now" and stuff like that, and it's like, fuck, like.
No, it is depressing, that shit.
Yeah, it is depressing, but it's like we need to like carry on watching and making people accountable.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Deep, but yeah, it's something that I do like hold like close to me. Like,
I'm glad, and like it's one of the things that you're using what you can now. Like obviously you've built your profile up a bit over the past few years, and now you're in a position where you can give back a bit, I guess. So
yeah,
I love
definitely
the fact that you are, especially since it's something that is deep to you.
like especially like other creatives, stuff like that. You do want to like help them out, and like if you do like kind of love what they're doing or what they're about, you do want to like kind of help them, or like kind of like not like maybe like drag them along with you, like give them opportunities and stuff like that
as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think that's why Sheffield has got a good community as well, though. A lot of people are doing that.
Yeah, definitely.
And like, you know, helping each other out or sharing each other's stuff and just collaborating. And I feel like we've always been pretty good for that.
I think Sheffield is like it's a really creative place for like the size of the city. We're not that big of a city, but we're always like punching up, aren't we? Like
and we don't get the attention or anywhere near as much spotlight as like your Leeds or your Manchesters or just other places.
I saw there were a video of a lass who were on BBC Radio Sheffield. I don't know if you've seen it, and it was like what's better, Sheffield or Leeds? And she was like listing off all the bands, etc., etc. And we're just, sorry to say this, but we're far superior than Leeds, aren't we?
Clear.
So we can have a little short video for that as well.
Yeah, we're making a clip of that. I love that. He's doing sends. And you've been in Leeds a lot recently.
To be fair, like I have got mates there, and like half of my family are from there, that area.
There
so I can say that. Like I get enough banter off of them anyway. So
give some back. I'm here for that. Jokes. Are you all right? You look a bit warm.
It's fucking boiling. I don't wear this all the time.
Well,
there's no other way of doing it as an interview, is there? Do you know what I mean?
Not really. I remember last time it was sound. She didn't have a camera, but now it's just like. This is right funny. I'm having a good laugh for you. Episode 50, bro. We're there. Right. So, something that I ask a lot of people. Oh, right. Yeah, like that. Get that nice and quiet. But yeah, something that I ask a lot of people, but I didn't ask you, because I think I thought of it after you'd come on. And we did touch on music a bit, but not like this. But if you could only listen to one album for the rest of your life, what would it be and why?
Oh man,
love that reaction every time.
It's tough, isn't it? Yeah. Probably up the bracket, Libertines.
Yeah,
I reckon.
Pete. I remember you saying Pete were one of your big inspirations last time round.
Like, if I could listen to any album forever, probably that.
See, that's not a new one, is it? That's the old one.
Yeah, it's the first one.
Yeah. And that new one was really good as well.
So yeah, they were like Libertines, and then the newest one was a good album as well.
Was that last year?
Can't remember now.
I remember it had that Merry Old England, where you were like, this needs to be on the playlist for Lager Lines Loud. Good song. So
I think like probably after Arctic Monkeys, I think probably seen them most of the times.
Yeah.
Like obviously not Libertines a lot, but I've seen like Libertines a couple of times.
Baby Shambles
loads of times. And then I think we've seen like Pete on his own a few times. Dirty Pretty Things as well, Carl Barrett.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say that.
Always been good whenever I've seen him live. I've seen him with both Libertines and Baby Shambles as well, and both good in their own right.
Yeah, I think it is like to touch back, like to link it with my artwork. It's been such a big influence on.
I remember you saying last time he did them scrapbooks. What
Books of Albion.
Books of Albion. That's it.
So it's just like a big compendium of all these like diaries and scrapbooking. Like it's kind of like had such an influence with like the whole visual stuff in there. And
just the way things are presented.
And obviously he writes about Britishness as well, like a lot of British subjects.
Very much on the nose.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
that's why. Yeah, I mean we end up banging on about it all the time, don't we? Just the British culture, and that's why we're so aligned on this vision of the art, and just I feel like some music I play falls into that very much as well.
Yeah, definitely.
We all like the chav culture.
Yeah,
I mean that. Fuck it, yeah. Artwork that he's doing at the minute, I've got a niche mix coming, so. Very, very,
done soon.
Very chavvy. Love that. Cheers, pal. What else you been listening to recently?
Ooh,
what's on your playlist at the minute? That's a good question.
I'd have to. Oh, I'll have to look.
Yeah.
I'll
fuck
show
it.
you some.
Bring it up. Give me some bangers.
So Broguiel, who we're friends with, they're Scottish.
Hill.
Broguiel.
Oh, Broguiel. Right.
Our Scottish friends, their class. Dirty Faces. Let's have a look. So Sabrina Carpenter, stuff like that. I know, obviously.
That were one extreme to another.
Yeah. So like, there's a new tune by Gracie Abrams.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't expect that. It's a lot of pop really recently. Lola Young, that's a good tune. And I've got like a kind of like Chavia one like with TD on.
Yeah.
MC Pat Flynn. What else we got? Bless as well. Bless. Love that. Casper Walsh. God, I'm strange at the minute. I'm just a bit like.
I love it. A bit all over the place.
I have to have a balance. Like I've got to have some kind of like feel good in my life. Do you know, like?
I'm saying, well, I don't know. I've got like a minute. I've been on my niche vibe, obviously, but then still got the rate heavy playlist. So
to be honest,
the middle ground. Yeah.
I don't know if you do you have Spotify?
Yeah.
It's the on the dance electronic section. I just always chuck that new music on there.
Yeah, that's usually decent. To be fair, there's a lot of good stuff coming out at the minute. It's interesting to see what else we get for the rest of the year.
We touched on it outside when I'm in Bath, can of Stella, and I'll be putting on my Sabrina Carpenter tunes and stuff like that. Bit of Charlie XCX, love it.
Let's go on to the Sheffield bit then, and let's talk about the city. I feel like we have a bit. We always do a bit, but fuck it.
Yeah.
So something I didn't ask you, I don't think, so I didn't think about it till after. But when you think of Sheffield, what's the first thing that springs to mind?
Berries. Definitely. Fucking class, man, innit?
Look at this. Right.
Well, we're looking at a joint
I got this earlier.
Sponsorship, I think.
Yeah. Hey, Berries, fucking come at me, yeah.
We're going to send this off because I want to we'll do them Berries t-shirts as well. That'll be good.
Yeah. Give us some free pork, please.
Yeah, Berries.
Salted pork.
Pubs.
Pubs. Which pubs?
Plenty. Dog and Partridge.
Good shout, Spice
Grapes.
Bags. Yeah.
Fagans.
Yeah.
Gardener's Rest. That's a good place.
Road,
to be fair, everywhere, Alder Bar, everywhere down Kelham Neepsend's like such a good area for pubs and like bars and stuff.
Shaky.
Obviously, Hillsborough. Everywhere in Hillsborough is class. Riverside, Shaky, Pango.
Yeah.
Some good places, man. Yeah. Rawson's. That's our place to meet up now, anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with Rawson's, man. Obviously, owner's a cunt.
Yeah. But still.
Shouldn't say cunt. You'll have to bleep them out twice.
Don't bother me, mate. Explicit warning on thing.
But yeah, Ross, you can't go wrong though, can you? Stella, like, what is it, like 3?
You know what? I've not had a Stella in spoons for a while. I've just been on Guinness down here. It's winter.
I kind of switch between it. Like.
Yeah, I know. I feel like during winter I'm just Guinness straight through.
Yeah.
Like, I think the first Stella I've had in a while is that one you brought me earlier, which has been sunk.
Bit of a change, refreshing.
Yeah, I mean, these are nice though. I know I keep banging on. This is
tasty
tasty
as well.
Yeah.
It's
tasty,
nice.
Great artwork, good cause. Just fucking get a triple point, buy one of them.
Triple
tinnies,
point though, again, it's like they're an independent local business, aren't they? And they're smashing it.
Great food, Twisted Burger, Twisted Deli. We're gonna do a big shout for them.
George, lad who runs it. I think he runs it with his dad. I'm guessing. But I think they do get the vision of like wanting to help local artists and giving people chances. Definitely.
Well, it's even artwork they have in there. Like I've seen stuff from like good. Sarah.
Yes,
I've seen like John Pedder's stuff in there. Have they got any of yours up?
Tom, obviously. The original of this one's up now.
Yeah,
I'm sure like they've had like Tom Newell up there and stuff like that.
Tom's like synonymous with Sheffield, really, isn't it?
Obviously, I might have had Kid Acne up. I can't remember, but like they you could tell that they do give a shit about like just Sheffield culture.
I don't know, giving a bit of a platform for the local artists. Yeah, no,
because there ain't much of that happening at times. So like, it's good that these independent it's the independents that help you more than the big chains and stuff like that, which obviously it's always going to be your case.
Give me an idea. Why don't you just go and do some paste ups in Alt Spoons?
I did it once in Walkabout.
Did you?
So they've got them like kind of like brown, just plywood toilets, aren't they?
Yeah.
So like, when I was doing it, was like when I first started, when I did the shoplifter photos. So the shoplifting photos that I took out of I think it's the garage on near Bramall Lane, John Street.
They
had like loads of like shoplifter wanted photos.
Yeah.
So I used them, and then I just fucking covered toilet in Walkabout or all these like printouts. I was there in it for about 15 minutes because she was like, "What the fuck you been like? What's happening?" And I'm like, "Oh, I've just been pasting." I don't know what happened to that. I've not been in since. Fuck knows. I don't know.
Go and have a look one day then.
Yeah.
Then,
just there in cubicle pasting it all up.
Speaking of paste ups near toilets, though, the ones you were commissioned for, though, the ones at unit.
Yeah.
So I remember going.
Did we talk about that on here, or
well,
was this after that?
This would probably be last time we did an episode. Probably before you did that.
Yeah.
Because
again, Unit 3, really
Unit
lovely
3.
lads who own it. Proper nice food.
Yeah, food's banging there.
Again,
every site as well. It's like consistent.
Yeah.
Which what you want, obviously, but they're smashing it. The fact that they're doing it.
Yeah, and again, I think they give a shit about Sheffield. They want to create good food, and obviously they do want to help independent artists. Probably it's nice, basically.
Yeah.
It's that kind of like Sheffield togetherness, I think. Obviously it'll happen in other cities, but
we need a term for this.
Yeah.
Sheffield
what is it?
together. I don't know. We need to try and coin one. If you've got any ideas, get them in comments.
Yeah.
Also, if you're watching on YouTube, there's obviously YouTube comments, but you can put comments on Spotify as well. So if you're on Spotify and you want to rinse me or anything like that, just fucking do it.
I didn't realise that. To be fair.
Don't mean you can do it.
Let's do it.
Right. So what's something that you reckon you've noticed has changed since last time we were sat in this room in Sheffield? Like, I don't know, since you've been out and about, what are your observations?
I don't think much has changed, apart from like stupid road changes and stuff like that, going on about council again. But I think it is, again, it's the independent. It's amazing how it's the independents that are always like saving culture,
their bacon.
Yeah, like you do walk around town, like and like I do like the Cambridge Street Collective bit and stuff like that. But like, there's so much they could do more. Do you know what I mean? Say Fargate, like
yeah.
Why don't they let independent businesses like have them units for like a good price?
They'd rather let vape shops and American
sweet
shops have them and just tacky clothes.
Obviously it's good for my photos. Like it's good for the culture because that is the sign of the times, isn't it? But
it's just making, I don't know, it's making it look a bit run down, isn't it? It's not helping. Like
obviously, like to be fair, like where you go to Leeds, like you go Ball Lane and like they've got a lot of good independents and it's kind of mixed in with the bigger chain clothing stores.
Division Street used to be that, and I guess it still is to a certain extent, but there's not quite as much as I remember there being like 10, 15 years ago.
Obviously, Leah's Yard's nice.
Yeah, Leah's Yard's
there's some nice shops in there, like Atelier and obviously Gravel Pit.
Yeah.
And
got like Pete McKee.
Yeah, Pete McKee, is it that Biblioteca?
Biblioteca, yeah, the bookshop. Yeah.
So there is. I'm not like fully slating them but I think it's the independents again that are investing in these places that are actually taking on these projects and stuff like that.
Well, this is it. I mean, if we're gonna fuck it, if council puts up the rents at some point and all independents leave, what's going to end up in there?
Oh yeah, no, yeah. It's I don't think I don't know. Do you think?
Well, fucking,
it's me gonna ask you a
it's
question.
episode 50, so I'm going to have my 2 pence.
Yeah,
I don't
what do you
I've
think's changed in the last year or so?
I mean, I don't think a lot's changed, but I feel like the biggest thing that happened with Sheffield, with Meadowhall being built, because that took everything out of town, like all the big stuff. I don't know, it's like a lot of the shops that are open in Meadowhall used to be in town, but now they're not. And like, you don't get the market anymore. Plus, you've got to pay to park in town. I think the fact that Meadowhall's free parking, it takes all that. So what's left in town? Like, you've got your independents that are keeping it going, and it's a good job that they're there, because without them, who knows what would be there. But then at the same time, it's just all these bookies and all these vape shops and all these fucking barbers. Like, what's this about? And it's not just in Sheffield either. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like people need to look into that.
It is mad, really, isn't it? How, like, well, what year was Meadowhall built? Like,
92, something like that.
yeah. Obviously, like, again, like, we obviously coming from, like, Longley, Salvey area, that will probably nearest place for us to go.
Yeah.
Like, Meadowhall, like, we jump on number 2 or 59, or my mum would take us after school quickly for whatever.
Yeah, just
but,
get
like,
some bits and pieces or whatever.
But, like, we didn't go into town as much. Like,
No, I remember going to town when I was a kid with my mum, but then also I remember going, like, we go to Rotherham sometimes as well. That was like a nice little town centre. I don't think that's quite the same either. I've not been there for a while though, so I can't really comment too much, but I don't know.
Again, it's like all these little towns are all struggling, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like, I'm saying like. like.
Like, I don't know.
Like.
But I don't know. Anyway, fucking hell, we'll just. I feel like we're just going to go off on one here, or we have, or I don't know. It's just everything's a bit up in air, essentially, and
I don't know how true this is, but we were speaking to a stranger earlier, and he was saying something about like a 35 million loss or something with council. So
seems
make
legit.
that what you will. I don't know.
I mean, who knows? Who knows? So, we had a little breaks. You've got Dab on. You've got Bally on. Bless you.
Yeah.
I need a wee. Little things that need to be done.
Oh.
So, now I'm going to ask you what independents you're going to shout out. Like, can be places, artists, musicians, Sheffield independents.
So many, like, obviously, don't be offended if I don't shout everyone out. It's so hard to remember. But, like, to go back to it, the lad who did the tattoo is a mate of mine, Louis. So he's Wim's tattooer.
Yeah.
He moved to Sheffield not long back. He's got a studio down at Steam Yard.
Oh, is it in where Granville's got?
Yeah,
the
I was speaking to him other day, because I do want to pop into that.
So many shirts.
Yeah, that's just my heaven.
Loads of Italian ones as well.
Yeah, like he added me after being on your show, and just got to chatting to him about like football memorabilia straight away. I'm like, yeah, this is cool, man.
Yes, I'm here for that. This is it, connecting all the Sheffield ends as well.
So I'm definitely going to go down there at some point.
Yeah, it's a good shout though. Tattoos,
obviously, gravel pit.
Yeah, big shouts to Dan.
Danny, he's a lovely guy.
He needs to come on here. I keep telling him he needs to come on podcast and chat to me.
And he's not shy.
Right, yeah, exactly. You're definitely not shy.
I'm trying to think what else.
What else is in there? Or around? Atelier. I remember you mentioned them earlier.
Yeah, Atelier. Morgan.
Yeah.
Again, another lovely lad. Artist wise, obviously, Peter McKee, like Sheffield legend.
Yeah.
There's so many to name, man. But like, yeah. What else? Don't know. Barry Bannon.
Barry Bannon, yes, one of my favourites as
a
well.
legend.
The captain. Yeah. We'll get onto him in a bit, I guess. Right, in fact, let me ask you something. So, there's a famous mural in Hillsborough. I'm not going to say the artist, but I've heard that there's another artist that tends to deface it. I wondered if you knew anything about that.
I can neither confirm nor deny. I've heard it's a guy called Bubba.
Oh yeah.
So, could be him.
Could be.
Could be him.
Fair, yeah. Although I'll keep. Yeah.
It's shit though, innit? It's terrible.
No comment, mate. No comment from me.
The star video that they did with the interviewing the residents around there, that was funny though.
Wow, what were they saying?
They were trying to. Well, they were assuming that the person involved was slagging off all the other artwork, the shutters, which I don't think they were. I don't think they were doing it for that. I think they were just doing it for that mural.
Sound. Well, at least we got to the bottom of that then.
No disrespect to the lad though, probably a sound guy, but
whoever it is just don't like his artwork.
Yeah. But we talked about that in the first.
Well, yeah. What did you call it?
Like
Gift shop art.
It's fair play. You're making money on it, aren't you? But
it's a good term. I still use it
gift
ever
shop
since
art,
then
yeah.
as well. Yeah.
It's fair play. Fair game, innit?
Yeah. Would you ever do gift shop art?
No, definitely not.
For me, I think little prints and postcards on a mug.
Hey, there's some people do it well. Some people do it well, and there's some sick stuff out there. But yeah.
Not for you.
It's just not for me. It's just not. Everyone's got some. Yeah, so everyone's got a different opinion, haven't they?
Yeah.
They probably won't like my stuff. So
yeah,
it's all about opinions.
I'd love to see someone tag your stuff. How they deface that.
To be fair, I'm not too with the paste ups and that. I'm not too precious about that. I'm glad. People can rip it off, or people can do what they want with it. It's obviously there's it's nice to respect other artists. It's nice to respect other people who tag. You should appreciate other scenes like graffiti scene, stuff like that. But I think it's cool how people do interact with your stuff out in the wild in different ways. Touching back on the Goodnight White Pride thing I did around Kelham. Obviously, someone took the time to scratch out the face of the guy on every single post around Kelham.
Really? So they went to that much effort. Maybe we're in.
Could be. Could be. Yeah.
I'm all over Kelham.
We're what the fuck's putting this up? Right?
Imagine.
I did put my name on it though, so I want to be accountable for what I do as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's good. It's good for people to interact and rip it off, or take a photo of it and use it in their artwork, like I do with mine, collaging other people's.
It further there.
Yeah, it's all part of a good creative process. I think.
Inception.
Yeah, it's just infinite, isn't it?
Yeah. Right, I feel like we went off tangent there, but it's just because I remembered that artwork in Hillsborough, and then I remember hearing someone say it was you, but it must not have been.
It'd be wrong to assume it was me.
Love it. So, you got any food spots that you've tried recently that you want to shout out?
Unit.
Unit, yeah.
Obviously. When we're in Cambridge Street Collective, I always just I'm a kind of creature who have a habit, so I'll just go in there and have a unit burger.
To them.
Unfortunately, not unfortunately, because it's tasty, man. Their mac and cheese, it's ridiculous.
That's it. I said earlier, it's good there. It's good at it's entertainment, and then the OG spot as well. The one.
Yeah, it's just good food. You get a good amount, good quality.
Portions are mad, aren't they?
Yeah. Again, independent. It's Sheffield business.
Yeah.
I think we've recently tried a while back, but Jimmy's Kitchen on.
You know what? I went there with Podders.
Smells so good,
Not
man.
that long ago.
It's nice taste there.
Right, nice.
With the rice and that, it's so nice.
Yeah.
It's like a coconutty.
It's just tasty, and it's one of them. You won't look at it and just be, I feel like it's hidden away sometimes.
Yeah.
It's one of them places where you can just go past and you don't even notice it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, somewhere I want to shout out, because it was you that introduced me to it, and it was sick. Fucking spice bags at Dog and Partridge.
Yeah, they're so nice.
Yeah, right good.
Lovely. Again, Dog and Partridge, lovely owners.
Yeah, very nice. Very accommodating.
Hopefully, Sosha's doing well, recovering.
Yeah, get well soon, please.
But they run a good pub. You can tell they care about.
It's just a good atmosphere.
Good vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, them spice bags are nice, man. Like,
So good.
and the Guinness, obviously.
Yeah, one at best going in city. Up there anyway, definitely. Trying to think.
Obviously, speaking off camera, the wedged cheese sandwiches at Gardeners Rest.
Yeah. Well, you were saying it's because you want one when we're done. So
Yeah, we're gonna get one in a bit. And Kelm Tavern as well. They do a good sandwich as well. It's just I love them kind of snacks. You know, like
pub snacks.
like pork pies. Love it.
Scampy fries.
Yeah,
scratchings,
scampy fries, bacon fries.
Yeah.
I've tried to lay off scratchings because they're fucking terrible for teeth, man.
True. What are they? You know them? What is it? Schneiders.
Schneiders. We had some of them other day in Kelm Tavern.
Right, good.
Like cheese sandwich, and I think they weren't Schneiders, but they were like a Bulgarian version or something.
Interesting.
Right, random as fuck. They were quite nice.
Good? Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, nice. Yeah.
try them then at some point or another. But yeah, some good recommendations there. So yeah, go and check them if you've not already. And then I remember when I used to do that quickfire round.
Yep.
Not done it for ages, and now I'm just like, obviously I'm not going to do it with you because you'd just be repeating yourself. But this is the question for the Spotifys and the YouTubes. Do you want it back? Do you miss it? So I know it caused a lot of arguments on TikTok when I put like a compilation of loads of them together, but that's because people don't get Sheffield, and I forget TikTok's its own fucking realm, innit?
It's amazing how people can dare to call it anything other than a bread cake.
Mental.
It's like mental.
So yeah, that's one for you. If you want it back, ask people what they call a bit of bread and a gennel and shit like that. Let us know, because it used to be good fun, but it's just silly. It's just silly. So, I remember last time you were here, obviously we talked about Wednesday a lot, because it was just off the back of Wembley, and you've got some good stories, like, what did you say? Like your nan or your great nan were
Yeah,
one of the kit washers or something?
My great nan, she was like kit washer for Wednesday, like in like 50s and 60s, and her mum was as well, so that'd be like my great
proper like generational.
Yeah, but they had like so my uncle, who obviously my dad, but my uncle as well, my uncle Gordy, he were a big influence with me supporting Wednesday.
Yeah,
and obviously that were his mum, but for him, like I can't remember, it's Via Road. Is it Via Road?
Yeah, that's
that
here,
one to the left. Might be right, might be wrong. I can't remember, but. They used to live there, so they literally lived next door to the ground as well. And when they had new signings and new players come in, they'd come and stop with my nan, and they'd put them up until they got replaced. I think it were Peter Springett. Used to live at my
goalkeeper.
Yeah, so they were Ron Springett, his dad.
Yeah,
and then I think it was his dad. Oh, but he's unless it was his brother, so I can't remember. But then Peter Springett, obviously, he's another Wednesday legend. He lived with my uncle and that for like a couple of weeks, I think, when he first signed for Wednesday.
Mad.
Which is like pretty cool. Like it's like Barry Bannon staying at your house, innit, or something. Love it.
Or one at Newside,
yeah,
like that.
Chrissy Waddle or something.
Pat Susie coming round, he's new to Sheffield or something. Yeah, no, that's sick. And obviously that's been one of the things that's made you Wednesday through and through.
Definitely, yeah.
But I mean, I guess it's not just Wednesday. Like, I know you like your non-league and stuff as well.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, Alum FC, Sheffield FC. It's just like, obviously, like I love Wednesday, and it's just like football in general. Like you've probably got a lot to say about this, but like football is top flight football. It's becoming shit and stale, and
it's not just Prem though. It's starting to linger down. It's like, because even just some referees in Championship, it's so bad.
It's like Friday night, like
it's not this
blatant handball.
Not even Friday night. I was saying this at the match on Friday night, but it's like, why has it become every week we're talking about performance at referee and not players?
Why is it so bad?
Yeah,
and they get paid well.
I know.
But like Danny Roll was saying, weren't he, about like VAR in Championship?
But then you look at Prem, and I don't think VAR is helping there, because they stop it and they check it and they still get it wrong.
I can't remember now. Actually, there were a VAR decision the other day where I was like, it was just it was wrong. They didn't even show it right. I think it was the Harry Maguire one.
Yeah.
And it were a blatant penalty, but they only showed one angle on it.
So again, it's not. Where's the transparency? Like, surely that's why they did it, so you could show out angles and then make them. Surely, if they're showing them one, then they're just trying to make them force that decision almost.
It's everything. Obviously, I'm a bit of an hypocrite because I still watch it and you still turn up. But like, it's so expensive. Like, 40-something quid for a Wednesday night ticket. It's mental, especially if you've got like a family.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's like kits on top of that, like 70 quid a shirt. If you got a family, you're talking probably like
I feel like, obviously I've not got kids, but I feel sorry for families now, man, because it's so expensive.
And then it's not just the home shirt. There's the away. There's the third. Sometimes there's like a fourth kit now.
How are the younger generation going to get into it if they're not going to be able to go to matches because the parents can't afford it?
No, this is why there's been a lot of talk about this with Hillsborough recently. It's been like, it seems like Chancery's going to cut off a whole generation to be able to watch Wednesday.
Shocking, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I don't know if they still do like kids for a quid with schools or school.
For years.
We used to get like free school tickets and stuff like that.
For a quid. Well then, there's no wonder so many kids are becoming blades. Bless them.
As much as I hate them, they're doing things right, aren't they? It seems like there's a bit of a culture thing going on there. They're like trying to connect with different artists and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's been quite current.
I think Wednesday's kind of like, it's lost its soul a bit.
Yeah.
It's like,
I don't know.
Obviously it's Chancery is the problem, isn't it?
Oh yeah, Danny Rolls.
It's a good job I've got this balaclava on, isn't it? Let me try to sue me like fucking Dave Allen or something.
He'll just sue me. It's my podcast.
he's like, fair enough. But
right.
Like you can't beat like going to like last couple of times we've been LMFC and what is it like 10 a ticket? Sometimes it's like £5 a ticket.
You can actually have a beer while you watch it, man.
Yeah, you can have a decent price beer.
Yeah, $6.30 for a Guinness on cop now.
That's mental, isn't it?
It's horrible.
I'm sure it's only about £4.50 at like Allen. But like, and they get good crowds, like good atmosphere.
I'm looking forward to Sheffield FC being back in Sheffield as well.
That's only problem, like especially for us, like Hillsborough side. It's
so
just a nightmare to get over that side of town, isn't it?
A few times I've tried, and when bus don't turn up or something like that, and you're like, oh well, looks like I'm not going.
Yeah. But I think like non-league is like the future, really. It's like
it's just if you used to love football, this is still football. It's not the glamorised, corporatised, capitalised version of football.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously a lot of the people that probably help and work out at like LMFC and stuff, they're probably doing it voluntarily. They're volunteering. I don't know. I just think Wednesday's lost. It's kind of it's been like that for a while though, hasn't it? Like we want money in Premier League and it's...
Oh yeah, we've been drifting away from that for a while. But then even if like teams that do go up seem to come straight back down because there's that gulf in the Prem now as well between like definitely top and bottom.
You can see it like with like Southampton, even like Southampton.
Yeah.
Like obviously Southampton have always been like a kind of feeder club, like developing players.
They've always been a Prem team though, haven't they?
But like this year they've just... You can see how much they're struggling, bottom teams.
Leicester as well.
Like, is it the gulf between bottom three and then obviously Man U are only just above?
Which is mental. Yeah.
But I'm sure there's a lot of points in it though.
Another good example of a club that's in the mud and has been in for a while.
It's crazy, isn't it? Like the ground. It's an iconic stadium, Old Trafford, but it's old, isn't it?
It's the same as Hillsborough. Imagine if they were a lick of paint and just if it got refreshed. I've always said just knock down away and rebuild that, and then maybe fill in corners. Hillsborough's sound.
It's a good stadium, isn't it? Just needs a bit of like TLC. I think it's like unfortunate like that World Cup bid didn't come to.
Oh, imagine, that seems. I remember in school. I was still at Myers when
they brought out that like flashy video of what it was going to look like, and I'm like, oh man, this is cool, but. FIFA's another thing, isn't it? Another corrupt thing. So.
I don't. It's basically all Wales corrupt.
We're fucked.
And you're documenting it.
Yeah, we're fucked.
You've got plenty to go from.
I suppose I won't be here if it weren't fucked though, would it?
Yeah. Who do you reckon is your all-time favourite Wednesday player then?
Ooh. It's a weird one, obviously. Like, I reckon, because obviously you've got like Chrissy Waddle. I could just remember like Waddle, Hurst,
The
like,
90s lot.
Like I remember when we had really good players, and then like I think like Carbonis and all that lot.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved him. Like, great players, man. And Pressman, I absolutely love Pressman. Me. I'd say Bannon as well. Again, I've mentioned him about 4 times now, but
Yeah.
he's like a modern legend, isn't it?
Well, he is.
It's weird how you always have these cult heroes throughout each generation.
Yeah,
like
there's always one
yeah.
at least.
Like you've had like Semedo.
Semedo were probably one before Bannon, really,
Yeah.
weren't he?
I love Nuhiu.
Yeah,
like,
Big Dave.
What a guy, man. I don't usually like fanboy, like, but like, I had this Kosovo Nuhiu shirt, and he came back to Hillsborough like last season or something, didn't I think?
We were like a pundit or something.
Yeah, I think it was Newcastle. It was when Windass. And after match, I was like, I've got to get this signed. So I was like, can you sign this, please? Like as a like an older lad, I'm probably older than you, but I'm like, but yeah,
that blows my mind. Yeah, when you see some players, and it's like, oh, I'm older than you, and
I think it's one thing that I do like. You shouldn't idolise them because they're just normal people, aren't they? But they're just fucking. I think it's growing up with football. Like, it's like peak.
Well, we grew up with like peak noughties football when it was like your Henrys, your fucking.
Yeah, that is another thing. Like maybe like the younger generation now probably think that these are best players currently now, but we had so many good players in nineties, didn't we? You know, like from like Cantona all the way through to just like you said, Henry, Vieira. Like we had so many good players back in there. Like
Rudy when he were young.
Amazing.
Yeah. But then, obviously, I've seen recently Salah's overtaken Henry, like all his records in Prem. I'd say they're both as good as each other. Obviously, different.
Do you think defenders have got shitter?
No.
You don't think so?
I don't know.
I suppose it's just a different style of
back in
football.
day used to be probably hungover and just get on
Yeah.
with it. They don't do that these days.
I suppose again it's just me looking back at like the nostalgia of the 90s. So you had like some proper class.
Here's a 90s story that my dad's told me. Like back in the day, you used to have Wednesday players in pub before kick-off, have a couple pints, then down. Like you used to have like Hursty and Waddle sinking a couple, sharing them, and then they'd be straight down for kick-off and play.
That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know. It were John Sheridan, weren't it, who had like whiskies before a game, weren't it? And I think only recently the last of that kind of era. It's like Megson, weren't it?
Yeah.
I remember. I think it was like might have been like Under Kosh podcast. I remember. I don't know if it was like Colin Palmer talking about. I don't know. Like,
he were on recently.
he was talking about all that kind of stuff, and then later on, I can't remember who it were now. But they were saying about like Gary Megson, like last time we were in charge, at half time he'd be drinking brandy.
Yeah.
And he'd said to like maybe, I don't know whether he'd be like, yeah, and he'd give a few players brandy.
Yeah.
It's like mad, isn't
it? Megson, I liked him when he were in charge. That way.
Crazy, isn't it? Like you probably won't ever see that now. Like obviously, like Danny Rowe's so like health conscious. Well, you need to now, don't you?
I reckon the only player who would get away with stuff like that these days, Vardy.
Yeah, because
he's got that old school mentality still.
He did say, didn't he, that he has like port night before to help him sleep and stuff.
Yeah, lad.
But again, he's kind of like a throwback type player, isn't he?
Sheffield lad, isn't he? He's just got that Sheffield mentality.
You don't. That's the problem, isn't it? Like character wise now, it's few and far between characters. Like back in days, again, might be talking about nostalgia, but there were so many characters, like like Robbie Savage, and you had all these players that had so much kind of like so much about them, like villains, and you don't get many now. I don't know. You get odd shithouse, which I do love. I love shithouse.
I think that's the new term instead, isn't it? Shithouses have become the new. Yeah.
I always loved shithouses.
Yeah, Gattuso.
Love it.
Yeah.
You just love to hate him as well.
Pato, he's a bit of a shithouse.
Yeah. Trying to think. Gattuso, fucking Simeone.
Yeah.
Hate that guy, man.
Yeah.
But good player.
Probably one of the longest running managers now as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I feel like we just ran
hell,
off talking about football. Oh, I need to start a footy podcast. I'm telling you. Then I could just an hour long. Boom, we're good.
We could just sit here and chat shit for ages, man.
That's all we've been doing, bro. So let's see what you've got coming up.
Right.
Come on, tell me what's 2025 got that you can at least say.
Yeah, same
There's
again.
Loads of shit where you like can't announce that.
So we've got at Fagan's, we've got a month-long kind of thing residency going on, which is cool.
What, just you or like just collaboration?
It's just me, but obviously I'll be doing a video with Niall Bloodshot again.
Sick.
And that's the opening night is going to be the 3rd of April, Thursday the 3rd of April. I guess I'm not set a time yet, probably like 7 PM or something like that. So that'll be cool. And then I've got an exhibition as part of a group thing with Elliot with Analog Delinquents. It's an all city session, so that's in Bristol.
Right.
That's Saturday 29th of March. So that's the first one coming up.
Sweet.
So that'd be cool.
This month then, yeah.
And it's got loads of like SMT, Free Spikes, loads of like mad creatives basically, which will be good.
Yeah, and that's good. It's the first time you've done something in Bristol, that.
Yeah. So when you see your insights, it's weirdly there is quite a big percentage of Bristol, but I'm guessing that's just the culture.
So something that I've heard over the year, I've never been to Bristol still, it's somewhere I need to tick off, but loads of people say Bristol and Sheffield are very similar, just in the way they are, like music-wise, creative-wise, like culture-wise. It's just...
It seems they've got a lot of like underground subcultures there, and it seems like quite a creative hub for that kind of thing.
Well, I know a lot of people like from each that have either collaborated or one's moved from the other to the other kind of thing.
Yeah, I have collaborated with he's a talented photographer. Some of my work did feature in it's called a lad called Pit Lad, and he does a lot of like candid style like portraits of like normal Bristolians and stuff like that. It's like really
about the day kind of thing.
But obviously he seems to be like really part of the community, so he gets a lot of like cool characters, like proper like real working class and all sorts of people in Bristol. Like captures it well. So like again, through social media, you get to work with these like amazing creatives and stuff like that.
Yeah, you won't never cross paths otherwise.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds interesting then. Some good stuff coming up.
Yeah.
And yeah, Fagan's one is after. Yeah, it's after.
Yeah.
So Sheffield.
So that'll be for the month. Hopefully, there's going to be one in summer again. But like, not got that far yet.
Take it as it comes.
Exactly.
Best way.
So,
Sound. Well, yeah. Sounds like you got some interesting stuff coming up then, and just keep an eye on socials, and I'm guessing you'll find it there. And so, leading on to, where can people find you on socials?
Just on my Instagram, Melville the Third.
Underscores, isn't there?
Yeah, underscores. It should come up if I'm not shadow banned.
See, it was funny last time because I said like, oh, just search Melville and it'll come up, and then it was like, you would have like, oh, maybe not, but now I reckon it would.
I hope so.
We've got that fucking clout by now, mate.
Yeah.
Sound. Well, nearly at the end, but one thing I want to say is I'm doing a competition for the t-shirt that you designed, by the way. Watch what you're doing, man.
Shit.
So, if you're listening, you want to win one of these fine t-shirts designed by the man Melville himself, because he did the artwork, then all you need to do is follow at the_what_0114 on Instagram, and then just like and share the post. Simple as that. You get a free t-shirt if you're lucky. Sound. Well, big ups for coming in again. First person to come back.
Yep, it's Yeah, it's a privilege.
Yeah, well,
Definitely.
I'm glad you did. I'm glad you've agreed to it, and we've had a good chat. I feel like we've done a lot of waffling, so I do apologise if that's the case, but that's what podcasts are for, aren't they?
It's been emotional.
Yeah.
And,
It looks it, yeah.
let's go get a cheese sandwich and a beer now.
Sounds
Definitely.
like a plan to me.
What do you reckon?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, sound. Well, let's wrap it up then. But don't forget, what is it? You like and subscribe, all that bollocks. I'm not fucking begging it, I don't do that. If you like it, it's as simple as that. If not, don't bother me. But
Or fuck off.
yeah, it's just a Sheffield mentality, innit? It's like, you either like it or you don't, we're not bothered.
It's
Best
what
way.
it is, isn't it?
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Where's Wesley? It's his classic line. But yeah, let's celebrate 50 episodes, and hopefully there might be 50 more.
Definitely, mate.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's good. It's good.
It might. There might be.
Yeah, it's a good thing you're doing. You're giving a platform to all Sheffielders. So I love it.
It's not just
Just outsiders who've come to Sheffield and embraced it as well. It's good. It's good.
Cheers, pal. Yeah, it's been nice as well. Met some cool people, had some good chats, and just generally had a laugh. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. If you're not finished an episode and you've not laughed, then you've missed out, or I've done something wrong.
Or the boring.
Or that. Yeah. Exactly. Sound. Well, yeah. Gonna call it that. But big up you lot. See you in a bit.